Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Alex's Adventures, and in this episode of Alex's Adventures we'll be checking out the National Mall at night in Washington, D.C. That is right, in this episode of Alex's Adventures we'll be checking out the National Mall at night and see what it's like to see these national monuments. So here we will be starting off at the Lincoln Memorial. Here is the Washington Monument in the distance, and here it is what it looks like at night. So here is the statue of Abraham Lincoln, and here you can see the inscription that says, "In this temple, as in the hearts of the people for whom he saved the Union, the memory of Abraham Lincoln is enshrined forever." So here's another view of the statue of Abraham Lincoln, and if you go to the sides of the memorial, here you can see the Gettysburg Address and his inaugural address. Pretty interesting to check out when you are in Washington, D.C. So let's go ahead and walk along the reflecting pool towards the Washington Monument. So that is the Lincoln Memorial. Here you can see what it looks like at night. And from the Lincoln Memorial to the Washington Monument, here is the reflecting pool. So the thing that is lighted at night is the monuments. So you have to be careful that you don't walk into the reflecting pool. But here is the World War I Memorial along with the Washington Monument. So here is the fountain along with the Lincoln Memorial in the background, and here you can see all of the states that is contributed to the World War I, I think. At this memorial, pretty peaceful with the fountain running. And here is a closer look at the Washington Monument. So here's a side view look at the Washington Monument, and we'll be walking down this street towards the White House. So here at night you can see these buildings that are lit up at night. Here you have some federal office buildings, and here is the south lawn to the White House, and here is the Eisenhower Building. Such a beautiful building that is lit up at night. And let's go ahead and check out 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. So here is the White House, also known as the People's House. Here you can see just a few people and a bunch of police in front of the White House. And this is such a beautiful view at night. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at the White House. And here's the view of the White House along with the fountain in front. Such a beautiful view at night. And here is the view of the White House at an angle. And this is such a beautiful view to take a picture of. So this building is just on the other side of the White House, and this is the U.S. Treasury building. And here you can see the map, the layout of the White House and where our other buildings are located. So that is the U.S. Treasury building, and as we pan across, if you go down this street, that leads to the Washington Monument, and here you have this street that leads to, with a beautiful view of the U.S. Capitol. So here is the view of the Washington Monument. So we are looping back to the not the Washington Monument, but we are looping back to the National Mall. And as you can see, you have lots of police around DC. So here is a view, a close-up view of the Washington Monument. Such a beautiful view, especially that it is lit up at night. And here is the Visitor Center, which is open during the day. And as we pan across to our left towards the U.S. Capitol, here is the African American Museum. So that is the Washington Monument. So I really recommend walking down the National Mall in the daytime and another time at night, just to get the full experience when you're in Washington, D.C. So here's the National Mall lawn. On the left and right sides are museums, and here's the view of the United States Capitol. So we are at the other end of the National Mall, and here is a close-up view of the United States Capitol. So we are on the other side of the National Mall, and we are looking at this reflecting pool in front of the U.S. Capitol. So here you can get another perspective. Here you can also see the Lincoln Memorial. And we've walked a long way to get to the steps of the U.S. Capitol, which is undergoing some renovations. So in order to get on the other side of the Capitol, you have to go around, not through it. And here's the side view of the U.S. Capitol. So here is the main steps of the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C. The U.S. Capitol holds two houses, one for the House of Representatives and another for the Senate. And yeah, so experiencing Washington, D.C. National Mall at night is a totally different experience than if you were to walk along the National Mall in the daytime. So I really recommend doing 2 walks of the National Mall. So that's about it for this episode of Alex's Adventures. If you like this video, please give this video a super huge thumbs up. Comment in the comment section below what you think about Washington, D.C. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Be sure to get my other YouTube content that's on this channel. Thank you for watching Alex's Adventures, and I'll definitely see you on the next one.